Okay, good afternoon, guys. I am going to do our math lesson, and I'm going to use the Promethean board, so hopefully you should be able to see the Promethean board pretty good. We kind of adjust it there so you can see it. Okay, we are going to start out today with our application problem, okay? So yesterday we was using our centimeter cubes, and we were measuring. So make sure you have your packet of math pages, which would be, you would have your application problem. You will have to have your, your problem set page. Okay, you'll have your problem set page, which looks like this. Okay, because we're going to do some measuring. And then you will have your exit ticket that says exit ticket 2. So you need those 3 pages. And you need your bag of centimeter cubes. You need your bag of centimeter cubes, okay? So that's what we're going to be using today. Let me grab my centimeter cube while I think about it. Okay, I am back. So I have my centimeter cube also that we'll be using. But let's listen to our application problem. Today's application problem says, with one push, Brian's toy car traveled 40 centimeters across the rug. When pushed across a hardwood floor, it traveled 95 centimeters. How many more centimeters did the car travel on the hardwood floor than across the rug? So a hardwood floor is a floor that does not have a rug on it, okay? Like our hallways out in the school. Classrooms, we have a rug. In the hallway, we don't. So let's listen to that one more time. With one push, Brian's toy car traveled 40 centimeters across the rug. When pushed across the hardwood floor, it traveled 95 centimeters. How many more centimeters did the car travel on the hardwood floor than across the rug? Okay, well, we got to get our math information. We have some math words in there, some math numbers. So it says that it traveled 40 centimeters on the rug. So we have 40 centimeters, okay? We have that 40 centimeters. Then it also told us that we had 95 centimeters, okay? And then the question is, well, how many more? So we have how many more? With the question, how many more? Well, we know from learning last year and what we talked about so far this year, if the question says, well, how many more, it's asking us to subtract. It's asking us to subtract. So I have my subtraction sign. Okay? We have 40 centimeters, 95 centimeters, how many more, and your subtraction sign. So go on and get all that wrote down on your application problem. If you need to pause so you can do that, go on and do that now. Okay, we're going to solve this using our tape diagram. Okay, so when I know I'm going to subtract, I know that my tape diagram, my pieces of tape do not touch. So I also know that when we subtract, we have to use the big number first. So this piece of tape has 95. My other piece of tape has 40. Okay? So that's my tape. They're not touching because we are subtracting. It's what we have wrote down. We're going to subtract. We also know that if we're adding, we add a roof because the number gets bigger. If we're subtracting, we add the basement because the number gets smaller. So we're going to add our basement. Let's add our basement with our question mark because that's what we're going to fill in, that basement number. We're going to fill in that basement number. Okay, now I have to come up with my math problem. I need my subtraction problem. So my subtraction problem would be 95 minus 40. That's what I'm trying to figure out. 95 minus 40. That would be my basement number. Okay? Well, I'm going to take a 10 out. But just like yesterday's number, if I just take out 10 minus 40 I cannot do. So I'm going to take a number out that's going to make this a 0 when I subtract. I have 40 here, so I'm going to pull out 40 here. Okay? Because I have plenty. I have 40 I can pull out. Now, if I take 40 out of 95, I know I have 55 left. I have 55 left. Now I'm going to make my subtraction problem. I'm going to use this 40 and this number here, this 40, for my first problem. 40 minus 40 gives me, that's right, 0. I don't have anything there. Now I need my addition problem. I'm going to use the 55 and I'm going to use the 0. And I'm going to make an addition problem. Okay? 55 plus 0 equals, you got it, 55. So, the car went 55 more centimeters on the hardwood floor than on the rug. Okay? So my answer is this 55. Went 55 centimeters more on the hardwood floor than on the rug. Okay? Now I'm going to show you something new. This is what we have. This is our answer. But I'm going to show you where to write that sentence. On the back side of your application problem, there's some lines on the back of that paper. I want you to turn it over to the back of that paper. We're going to write our answer in a sentence on the back of this paper. So we're going to say, the car went 55 centimeters more on the floor. Period. So that is my answer that I have to write in words. On the back of my application problem, there's some lines for the answer, for the question, that we write the sentence. So, the car went 55 centimeters more on the floor. Make sure you copy that down on that paper, on the back of that application problem. Okay? If you need to pause so you can write this, go on and do that now. So you can write down the answer in a sentence. That's something that we are going to start learning to do, to write the answer in a sentence. The car went 55 centimeters more on the floor. Okay? Okay. Now, we are ready to move on to our concept. Today's concept, we are still going to measure just like we did yesterday. So, just as a reminder, this is where I want you to watch me. I want you to listen to me. It's my teaching, and then we'll do some work together. So, yesterday, we had some lines like this, and we measured that line. We said this is an end point, and this is an end point. What we want to measure is what is in between the two end points. And so yesterday we had our centimeter cube, and I have mine. Mine's bigger because I'm using it on a bigger board, and I want to make sure you can see it. So I put my centimeter right next to the end point, my cube, and I drew a line, and I said this was a 1. I put it right next to it. I drew my line, and I said 2. I put it right next to it, drew my line, 3. Put it next to it, drew my line, 4. Put it next to it, drew my line, 5. I put it next to it, I drew my line, and I got 6. I didn't quite get to the end point, but that's okay, because we are guessing. We are estimating. So this line that I drew is about, because it's kind of an estimate, 6 centimeters, okay? So that's what that line is. It is about 6 centimeters. So this is what we practiced yesterday, okay? So we're going to continue on with that kind of practice, okay? Yeah, let me review the other thing that we practiced yesterday. Remember, you're just watching, you're not doing yet. We have a line to measure, and I have my endpoints. Endpoint, endpoint, this is what I'm measuring, the line. Okay? And I'm going to use my centimeter cube, and I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to make my line. And this is my 1. I'm going to put my cube, my centimeter cube. I'm going to draw my line, and it's 2. I'm going to put my centimeter cube. I'm going to draw my line, and it's 3. I'm going to put my centimeter cube, and I'm going to draw my line, and it's 4. I'm going to put my centimeter cube, and I'm going to draw my line, and it's 5. And I'm done, and I'm going to make this say 6. Did I measure correctly? No, Mrs. Patterson did not measure correctly because I didn't put my centimeter cube right here to draw my line for my 3. I just put it any place on there. And then I have room. I could have put another centimeter cube right here and measured. This one is not right. I didn't place my centimeter cube next to the line. Okay? So there's too much room. Too much. Okay? My space is too big. They're not equal. They have to be equal. The measurement lines need to be equal. So they need to be equal. Okay? They need to be equal. So this is not correct. It's wrong. It's not correct. Okay? So that's just a little review of what we did yesterday. Okay. So moving on today. Let's move to your problem set. Okay? So this is the problem set. This page here. You have your problem set page. And we are going to measure just like we did yesterday. It says, find the length of each object using 1 centimeter cube. You're just using one of those cubes that's in your bag, not all of them, just one. Okay? You're going to mark at the end point with your centimeter cube as you measure. So you're going to put your centimeter cube down. Let's say here's my line, like what you might have. You're going to put your centimeter cube down. You're going to draw your line, just like I did earlier, and you're going to say that's 1. And then you're going to do it again, and do it again until you get to the end. Okay? So go on and see if you can mark your centimeter cubes as you measure them. And then it says for the picture of the eraser is about blank centimeters long. So you need to fill in the blank. Measure and fill in the blank. Okay? So I want you to do all 3 of those pictures. Go on and pause. Go and do those 3 pictures and then come back and I will tell you the answers to see if you've got those correct. Okay? So go on and pause the computer so you can do your measure and then come back to me. Okay, so for the eraser says it is about 4 centimeters long. If you got 3, 4, 5, probably 4 or 5, then you probably measured pretty close to it. Okay, the calculator, it is about 6 centimeters long. Okay, so I want you to try to get real close to that 6. That was the answer. And then the envelope. The last one there is the envelope. And it is about, can't read it. I think it says that it's, let me go see what it says in the light. I can't see it. I think it says it's about 18 centimeters. About 18 centimeters long. Okay, so that's the first side. Hopefully you guys did a really good job on that. Now, let's look at the back side of that paper. Right? The back side of your problem set looks like this. Okay? So let's pull out the back side of your problem set. And on this one, number 4 is a word problem that we're going to work out together, kind of like our exit tickets. Okay? It says, Jayla measured her puppet's leg to be 23 centimeters long. The stomach is 7 centimeters long, and the neck and head together are 10 centimeters long. What is the total length of the puppet? Let's listen again. Jayla measured her puppet's legs to be 23 centimeters long. The stomach is 7 centimeters long, and the neck and head together are 10 centimeters long. What is the total length of the puppet? Okay, well, let's get our numbers wrote down, just like the application problem. We have 23 centimeters, we have 7 centimeters, and we have 10 centimeters. Okay, those are the measurements that they give us, 23, 7, and 10. Then they want to know, well, how long? How long?
Here's 11, right?
Yeah, thank you. They wanted to know how long. Okay? Well, I know that if they want to know how long the whole puppet is, that I'm going to add. So I'm going to put my plus sign. I'm going to add. Okay? Well, let's do this in a tape diagram too. We can do this. We're going to need 3 pieces of tape. 1, 2, 3 pieces of tape. So, Here's my 23. Now I'm adding so they touch. Here's my 7. And here's my 10. Okay? My tape. 23, 7, and 10. Okay? So go on and get all that wrote down. You can pause while you get that wrote down. Now, we're adding. If we add, we need the roof, not a basement. Basement is subtract. We're adding, we need the roof. So let's put a roof with our question mark because we are adding. We are adding, so we want to make it a roof number. Okay? Get your roof on there. And let's do some adding. Well, I'm only in 2nd grade, so I know that I have to do some number figuring here to be able to add. Okay? I have to figure out how to add. So, I'm going to do some quick draws. I have 23, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay? That was that quick draw. I'm going to quick draw my 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, I have 10. I have 10. There's my 10. Now I can count up what I have. I'm going to start with my 10s, okay? So I have 10, 20, 30. So I know I have 30 right now. Now I'm going to count my circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I have 10 more. So now I'm down to 30 plus 10. I'm going to draw some more quick draws. I have 30. 1, 2, 3. 10, 20, 30. I have another 10. Now I can count my 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. The puppet is 40 centimeters long. Adding all of those together. So I did my quick draws. Here's my 23. Here's my 7. And here's my 10. I went back and I counted 10, 20, 30. That's where I got my 30. I counted my circles. I have 10. I redrew some more quick draws. 10, 20, 30, and a 10. And then I just counted them up by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40. The puppet is 40 centimeters long. Okay? So we could write, and you could have some room. Puppet is 40 centimeters. And that would be my answer. The puppet is 40 centimeters. Okay? So, that is how we solved that problem. Okay? Make sure you're writing down as we're working here. Okay? Okay. We have one more to do. We have one more. Let's look at number 5. Number 5 says, Elijah begins measuring his math book with his centimeter cubes. He marks off where each cube ends. After a few times, he decides this process is taking too long and starts to guess where the cubes would end and then mark it. Listen again. Elijah begins measuring his math book with his centimeter cubes. He marks off where each cube ends. After a few times, he decides this process is taking too long, and he starts to guess where the cubes would end and then mark it. Explain why Elijah's answer will be incorrect. Why would his answer be incorrect?
Was that Freddie's desk?
No, it's Franklin's. It's number 21.
21, in Aaron's room.
No,
Eric's?
Eric's. Yeah, so there's,
21. Okay.
yeah, it's the one that's the farthest back by itself.
Okay. Good thing I checked.
Yes. So, what he did was he has his book that he's measuring, and he started to measure like this, and he put a 1, and he started to measure like this, and he put his 2, and he measured like this, and he put his 3, and then he got tired. And then he just decided to go over here and guess that this would be 4. Now this isn't equal to what's on your paper. What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? Why is it not right? And we've talked about this. It's not right because he did not make them equal. He didn't make them equal, did he? He just decided to mark, and they're not evenly spaced. You can see after the 4, he made a big long space and put 5, and then he put 6. Okay? Yeah, he didn't do that correctly, did he? Yeah, he did not make them equal. So that is what he did wrong on that math problem. Okay? Now, you can make sure that you get that answer down. You can pause and do that. When you come back, I'm going to explain the exit ticket to you that you'll need to do on your own. Okay? Okay, we're ready for your exit ticket. Lesson 2's exit ticket. Okay, on the top one, it says Matt measured his index card using the centimeter cube. He marked the endpoints of this cube as he measured. He thinks the index card is 10 centimeters long. Is he correct? Well, you need to look at it and see. When Mark did his centimeters cubes, here's his index card that he was drawing. He was measuring this, and he started here with 1. And then he made his line in 2. He measured in 3. And then he ended up over here. Did he measure correctly? Yes or no? Are we supposed to start here, or do we start the next one over? So see if you can figure out that one. Write down your answer. And then that is our math lesson for the day. I will talk to you later.